Hello. Happy New Year, everybody. What's going on? It's your boy, Matty B, Epis Sports Radio. Alright, about to get the show on the road. Alright, just putting out my last minute promos right now. If any of you are with me right now, say what up in the chat. What are you doing tonight? Well, apparently you're watching me. But what else do you do? Happy New Year to you. Let's talk some New Year's resolutions. Let's look back on a beautiful 2025. Let's look forward to a 2026. Let's make it a good one. All right, Knicks lose to the Spurs. Not the result I was looking for tonight. But as a fan and as a financial advisor, but hey, these things happen, you know. Tough loss for the Knicks. Good game overall. Wemby had the performance of the night. I think it was 31 points for him. Phenomenal. We'll talk a little bit about that. Not going to go too long. It's 10:14 p.m. Eastern Time as we speak right now, so the ball will be dropping in less than 2 hours here on the East Coast. Happy New Year. All right, and I don't want to stay here till the ball drops because I like to spend some time with my beautiful wife as we ring in the new year. All right, but let's not do that. Thank you everybody for joining us. For those that are here with us, W. DuBois should be coming anytime now. I think he's getting home from work doing his thing, so let me just hit him up, let him know. Gonna be a little bit of everything show for the, I guess, hour and 15 now. Because we're getting close, everybody. We're getting close. New Year's is approaching. All right. So, about an hour and 15 we'll go tonight again. Unless you guys really want me to stick around. If you're willing to hang out into midnight and we'll ring in the new year here on Epis. I don't know. I do want to spend the time with wifey. You know, I know she's waiting for me. But for now, you got me. For the next hour 15. And hopefully my boy W. DuBois, who's joining us shortly. Just setting up my last minute promos, then I'm going to get the intro, and we're going to get this show on the road. All right, again, I mentioned Knicks dropping a tough one to the Spurs. All right. You know, we beat you in the NBA Cup. You took us tonight, New Year's Eve, at home, Wemby. Now we know. They have set the standard, ladies and gentlemen. Knicks just got to get to the NBA Finals. We'll talk later. All right. But again, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. As always, keep showing up. If you're here with me live right now on Twitch or YouTube, what are you doing? What are some New Year's resolutions you have going forward? I'll tell you about mine. I'll tell you about, what I'm thinking ahead. What I have, my expectations for the channel. I would love to hear yours. All right. All right, that's it for me. Sending out my last minute promos to my peoples. And what do you say? I think we should get this show on the road here. All right. Without further ado, everybody, it's your boy Matty B, Epis Radio, episode 27. Goodbye to 2025, all right, as we ring in the new year here on Epis Radio. Keep showing up.
Broadcasting from the capital of sports, it's the Matty B Show. Right here on Epis Sports Radio. Matty B on Epis Sports Radio.
And swung on and into the air. To deep right center. That ball is high. That is far. It is gone.
Very deep is right, hits one deep to left field. Higley back near the wall. It's out of here! The Mets win the ball game!
A 60-point game for Cody Green. And you're up by 3. It's over. Eric Decker holds it in. The Jets win in overtime.
Yeah, Happy New Year! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Matty B, Epis Radio. This is episode 27. Happy New Year, everybody. 2025 has officially come to an end. We have made it. I don't know if that makes you happy, sad, whatever it is. I hope you can look back and you can say that 2025 was a beautiful year. I know for me, it was a point in my life where I have, certainly set some goals and hit some accomplishments in my life, but I'm hungry for more. I understand that more work is needed to be done to where I want to be in life. And, this was certainly a huge building block personally, on a personal level, in terms of what I'm trying to do, in just a health journey, a mental journey, the whole nine. And here with the show, just continuing to learn, continuing to get better, and just grow as a channel, as a community. That has been very, important for me going forward. And, it's been a challenging year, to say the least. Here we are. Actually, I'm bugging out. I say episode 27. I have it all wrong. It's not episode 27. I'm looking at the old thing. It's episode 54. I'm thinking about Mental Mondays. I'm still stuck on that. I'm looking at back at my old stuff there. Episode 54, the New Year's Eve special. I'm reading off my old prompts. Maybe it's the nerves in me, but I didn't realize that. Correction. This is episode 54, the New Year's Eve special. Okay, if you were with me on Monday, it was episode 27. Goodbye to 2025. That was the Mental Monday that we had. Go check it out if you haven't already done so. This week, not this week, a couple of days later, episode 54, the New Year's Eve special. Here we are. And again, it might be more or less the same. We could talk sports all we want. The Knicks losing to the Spurs tonight. Tough loss. Not a good one for them, but, a lot of good signs. Again, a lot of good fight in this team, but blowing the lead that they had, especially at halftime, is concerning, to say the least. They had scored, I think it was 76 at the end of the first half. So to lose this game is a bit of a letdown. You got to find a way to win, especially when you're scoring lights out like it is. Obviously, not able to duplicate that in the second half, but wasn't too far off, and they let San Antonio walk all over them tonight offensively. And it's what this team continues to do. They create these mismatches. Wemby going off, I think 31 points for him. I pull up the stats for you guys. Tough loss overall. Here, some points on the left side. Let me move it over for you guys right there. So leader in points tonight, Julian Champagne. All right. My God. The fact that, he went off tonight is ridiculous. All right. 64% from the three-point line. 6 rebounds. 36 points. What did he shoot from the field? It was a 64% field goal percentage. Let me get the full breakdown with this dude right here, man. Julian has the game of the night, along with Wemby producing. Wemby with 13 rebounds. Let me get the full box score for you guys. There you go. So Champagne, 36 points, 36 minutes, 11 for 17. All right, and that's not true. There's no way. This guy, all of that was from downtown? Oh, man. You can tell I didn't watch the game because that's insane, right? Like, it was 11 for 17, but all of that was from 3? He was 3 for 3 from the free throw line, but all of his attempts were from three-point line. And he made a lot of them. There you go. Like, plus 24 in the plus minus tonight for Julian Champagne has a night. Wembanyama, 24 minutes, still not playing a lot of minutes in terms of that, but 31 points nonetheless. 10 for 12. Absolutely dominant. 9 for 10 from the free throw line. Everybody making their free throws, it seemed. Keldon Johnson with 9 for 9 from the free throw. 19 points for him in 31 minutes. Pretty good. 5 defensive boards. 3 offensive. Nice night for Keldon Johnson as well. Let me tell you, man, this team is just stacked. You look up and down. I mean, Barnes, been doing it a long time. Champagne having a hell of a night coming out of nowhere. All right, I'll give him that. Wembanyama, Fox, Stephon Castle. Even though Stephon Castle, not a great night tonight, but you got a guy like Champagne stepping up. Castle was only 1 for 9, 5 points. Kelly Olynyk not really giving you anything but being a veteran presence, whether it be in the locker room. Just a glue guy, for this type of team. Luke Cornett, again, another type of glue guy there. Can you rely on them all that much? Not really, but this team, they get it done with the guys they got, man. They're basically playing 7, 8 deep right now. They're playing 10. But the heavy rotation is essentially 8 guys. I don't know if that's going to be sustainable come the playoffs, like we've seen with, the Knicks in the past with Tom Thibodeau. Mainly playing 7. Sometimes 8-man rotation. I feel like the Spurs could fall into that a little bit, and again, and a team against OKC, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna hold, even though they've proven us otherwise, being 3-0 against OKC in this early part of the year. Doesn't mean, that won't change come playoff time. And again, you play teams back to back in a 7-game series. Guys get tired. The true talent shows in a 7-game series. Will that be an issue? Will they make a move here, the Spurs, at the deadline to add to that depth a little bit? Because I do think, you could add to it. You need. I guess who is it? Who's the reliable option? Because technically, Keldon Johnson, based on the minutes, is playing starting minutes. Is Lou Cornett is your 1A option off the bench. Kelly Olynyk. I need somebody else. Champagny certainly stepping up, having one hell of a night. Is this sustainable? Probably not. But what an absurd stat line. I would love to know if anybody has ever duplicated that where they've gone 36 points and not one 2-point field goal. Did he even attempt a 2-point? Like, it doesn't, based on the numbers I'm seeing right here on ESPN, it doesn't even seem like he attempted a 2-point field goal. That's it. Hit a little 11 for 17, all from 3-point line. That's insane. How's that happen? Eli, tough loss tonight. Shake my head. Yeah, man. Happy New Year, Eli. It is a tough one, but again, what? You're 33 games in, You're 33 games in, the Knicks are in a great place. There he is. Happy New Year. All right. I hear you. We got Eli over here in the chat. Spurs pick up a piece and they're taking it to the next few years. Wemby only gets scarier. I agree, but I'm thinking more right now, Eli, in terms of this year. It seems as if the Spurs is playing small in terms of depth. They need to add another piece, I think, going into the playoffs. And it's kind of funny saying that because again, they've already proven to you that they could beat the best of the West. And then now with tonight, they can upset a Knicks team, who blew. Yeah, man, they were up big at half, bro. But yeah, they did. They went off. It scored 41, bro. Listen to this freaking stat line from Julian Champagny. Okay, bro, this stat line is gonna fuck you up. All right, real quick. Okay, 36 minutes, 36 points. All right, 11 from 17 from the field. How many of those were 2-point field goals? 0. 11 for 17 from downtown. All right, he was 3 for 3 from the line. 6 rebounds. I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it, by the way, which is something that we need to talk about because I tried to use your damn box and again it's giving me problems. All right. Yeah, well, it don't work for me for nothing. Okay, can't even open up the freaking app. All right. And so I'm over here, I'm left to my other devices of, I'm watching Ryan Seacrest live over here on Hulu TV. I can't get the damn Knicks. And then I gotta, now I've been more Ryan Seacrest, lately, the last couple of years. I used to watch Dick Clark all the time, but that broadcast has gotten old. It's not, right. No, I think it was different networks. No, are they not opposite or secrets? I may be wrong. Oh shit. Oh, sorry, Gino. Thank you. I had voice chat. Gino, thank you. I had the voice chat muted, so you weren't in.
Gino is always
Gino's on.
I'm not even on any of my devices right now. Let me get myself together over here.
Thank you, Gino. Thank you.
I've always New Year's Eve, baby. We out here. We got Gino. We got Eli. We outside.
In case Dubby came in with a bunch of nonsense, I had the voice chat muted just
Yeah,
in
this
case
guy-
for that
what
reason.
kind-
So,
what kind of
you know,
nonsense am I gonna
I
bring?
don't know, just you just verbal vomit, bro. I don't know, like whatever
Verbal
you just might be
vomit, I'm
coming
not
in.
saying, bro. Yo, you talk about the Knicks, champagne,
Champagne.
champagne, champagne. He rained on us, man.
Yeah. We need to fix our cameras over here. Both of us are.
Let's do it.
I'm in
Yeah,
trouble.
before I
Hold
start drinking. Before I start drinking and smoking tonight, New Year's Eve.
on. Hold on. I gotta crop our images. I'm just gonna keep up what's on the screen for everybody
134.
right
I got it
now.
up. 134, 132. I'm seeing it now. Okay. Oh wow. Who's that on that billboard in the New Year's joint?
Nah,
Who's the white girl? This is tomorrow in the billboard. Who is that? Who's tomorrow?
I'm just putting the music on. That's not real.
Oh, that's AI. That's not a real billboard.
Yeah, that's
though?
not a real
picture?
billboard. Don't worry. Don't get fooled,
That's
my
not-
friend. No, that is not what's on there.
No, it wasn't that person. They just
No,
put
I
it-
promise you.
Wow. I didn't even start drinking yet.
No, I promise you. That's just
Hey, I just got it, bro. The Citrus Bowl was a great game.
that's my sushi music
you gonna
right
do?
there. That's my sushi music
Ooh.
background. Tell us about the Citrus Bowl. How was it, man?
I mean, they were going back and forth. You want me to tell you about that? The ground and the fans. It was
Yeah, I
great,
care
of
more
course.
about that. You know, I don't really care about the
Michigan
game.
fans really travel big, bro. I don't know if they're from the area or they traveled or both. Probably both. They traveled big, bro. I mean, they brought everyone, bro. They had 20 buses. You know, they flew in. They got all these buses going to the airport to the hotels. They traveled big and they came through, and you could feel the prestige in the university, bro.
Yeah.
And Texas is one of them too. And it was a big game. It was a big game. It was the Citrus Bowl is like the biggest non-playoff bowl game.
Okay.
I would say now. Rose Bowl is a playoff game now. So yeah, the Citrus Bowl is the biggest. Orange Bowl is tonight, I believe. Miami and Ohio State. They're right now. That's a big game. It's a playoff game. And Arch Manning was in the building. That was huge. He was wonderful. And you're like, damn, as a Jet fan, looking at him and then thinking about '97 with Peyton, and we wanted Peyton, and Peyton stayed in school, and we had the #1 pick. And I think we took Keyshawn Johnson with it. But oh man, that hurt. Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah. Man, bro, this guy, bro, he's getting better, bro. You can see it. Like his freshman year, man. You know, but the he's developing. He won MVP, threw 4 touchdown passes. He scrambled all over the place. Like I said, it was a back and forth game going to the fourth quarter. Michigan had the lead. I believe it was 27-24, and Texas just had 17 unanswered and beat them 41-27.
Mm.
Yeah, in the fourth, they just ran them down. You can see the difference between the college quarterback in Michigan and the pro quarterback. Good quarterback. You know, Woodruff or Workman, what's his name? I don't know, I'm not gonna start that. But Arch Manning, you can see the talent, the athleticism. You know, his father was the athletic Manning. He was a wide receiver coming out of Louisiana, out of New Orleans, going into college. He went to LSU. Peyton goes to Tennessee, and Eli would eventually go to Ole Miss. Cooper was the athlete. He was a wide receiver for Peyton in high school.
Mhm.
So that was the combo, Manning to Manning. But Cooper had a degenerative knee, like a sick knee that just couldn't handle the NFL game, and he didn't make it through college into the league. But his kid, you see the genes, bro. This kid's he doesn't look like Eli or Peyton, bro. He could run, like strong, like he's a real athlete, bro. Like whoa, bro.
I mean, what's your
he's the real guy.
expectation for Arch? Because didn't he announce he's returning? He's not going into the draft.
Returning.
Yeah.
Why would he want to leave? Why does he have to leave? You know, he did
Yeah.
the right thing. He's staying there like his uncle, like his uncles.
Mhm.
Bro, I mean, Arch, he's got money, he's got family money, he's got his own money, NIL money, makes his own money. He don't have to. He loves college. His teammates love him. He's like, he's the guy. Bro, he's got it all, bro. Personality wise, leadership wise, motherfuckers love Arch, bro.
Do you
So,
think he's the real deal? Do you think he's going to really
Yeah.
make an impact in the league?
Yeah, Yeah, he's gonna make impact
over
his
like a
uncle,
Trevor
and,
Lawrence and all that
like his
we've
uncle.
seen. You know.
Yeah, like Trevor's finally coming along, isn't he? But like, yeah, like his uncle, I think. Oh yeah, Arch is the real deal. With that, bro, he was made for this. His grandfather was Archie Manning, you know?
Yeah.
Even though his grandfather played on a bad New Orleans team in the 70s, he was prolific quarterback on a bad team, but he's a good quarterback.
Right.
And you know, and obviously his uncles Super Bowl champions, multiple. They got 3 championships between them. Or 4, sorry. You know? So yeah, I think he's gonna be right there. He's gonna be able to, you know, he's just not gonna be some kid who, yo, that's his dad. No, he's gonna continue the lineage, in my opinion. And if you'd asked me that a year ago, I was like, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. Well, you see the development. Yes, Matty B.
Well, we'll see, man. You know, I mean, it's pretty bold of him to return for yet another year, you know, and not declare for the draft.
It's an easier move. Easier move.
I know, you know, he's been a bit up and down, you know, so this was definitely a year in which, you know, he needed to prove himself and prove his worth, but I think there's still...
He's had a lot of big wins, bro. Michigan,
Yeah.
They beat A&M in a big spot when A&M needed the game. And they're in the SEC.
Right.
They're the SEC, bro. I don't got to say much. You don't got to be a college connoisseur, college football connoisseur to know that the SEC is where all of the big boys are at. And they're there, and I think they won 10 games. They're 9-3. They're a good team, you know. I expect them to be good next year. You know, Heisman candidate. Shit happens, though. I don't know about all that, but he's going to be a top 3 pick. Bro, I think I would take him at 3 this year if I was the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I you know, certainly if I was the Jets, yeah. But, I mean...
Mendoza's a Raider. That is a done deal, bro. Forget about it. They're not trading the pick. They're not losing. They're not going to win on Sunday either. He's going to be a Raider, that kid.
Yeah,
Everyone
you know,
loves him.
It was
Go
so
ahead, Matt.
funny, Dub, you know, just looking at that game against Raiders and Giants. Like, I knew it in my gut. I didn't want to bet on it, but I really should have. Like, I had a feeling like Giants were just going to win this game.
The Raiders were not going to lose that game.
There was
bro. The
no
Giants
way.
wanted to win. The Giants had lost 9 in a row.
Yeah.
And then there's this vulnerable team who did not want to win. And when we always talk about it, the players want to win, the coach wants to win.
Yeah.
But now, are they going to play the right people? Or the organization, we're not playing. Like, Max Crosby got sent home, Matty, and they forced him to get surgery early. And he was pissed. He didn't want to stay for the game. Plus, he could have got the surgery after the season. But he's like, nah, Max, go now. He's like, nah, I don't want to play. I want to play my last 2 games. He's a competitor.
Right.
They told him no. They told their best player to go home, go get the surgery now. And obviously that is why, right?
Yeah, and I mean for the Giants, it's just like the perfect fit because you got Jackson Dart over there trying to prove something and trying, you know, you going into this draft and it's like, no, well, you know, I'm worth it, you know, like don't draft somebody else, you know,
because of the rumors,
right?
But those rumors where it doesn't matter, it's not going to happen after the Giants won that game, but. Those rumors where they would have took Mendoza, let me turn that off. Those rumors where they would have took Mendoza is ridiculous, bro. You have a quarterback. You're gonna go front. You're gonna go get rid of this guy. I'm not saying he's Joe Montana already.
Dart hasn't necessarily proven to me.
I agree, but you have a project. You have a guy to look at.
Yeah.
He's worth a look. Mendoza.
So is Mendoza. Why would I not be willing to bring in Mendoza just so that both of them can fucking compete?
No, it doesn't work like that. You got to get rid of Dart. It doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't work like that in the NFL.
It hasn't worked like anything over the past, you know, decade or so.
I know, but you don't get. Yeah. I mean, look at the Browns. They drafted the 2 rookies. Everyone thinks they're idiots. You don't do that. When you get a young player like that, you have to give him a time. If you get Mendoza,
it's kind of working out for the Browns. No, they got Shador, and he seems to be doing his thing.
They're going to get rid of one of them or both of them next year.
Well, you really think they're going to get rid of Shador? Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know, but they're going to give Deshaun Watson a look.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I like what I've seen with Shador on, but I don't know.
It's a little gotten better.
Yeah. It's a pretty bad team. I think he's done a pretty good job, you know. No, I guess not. Rookies, you don't want to put in to bring in 2 rookies.
Once you draft Mendoza, Dart is cooked. mentally. He's finished.
I mean,
You
I
can't
agree.
call
I,
a coach
I agree
up,
with you there.
it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you get rid of him.
It's
He's
like the
cooked.
Zach
That means
Wilson,
we don't want you.
effect. You can't do that.
You
Yeah.
can't do that. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's in the video game, yeah.
Sure.
But we're like, nah, you can't. He'll be cooked. Because I heard his voice crack when they were asking him questions and pertaining to that. I was like,
Mm.
oh shit, you know? And he answered them well. I thought I turned that off. But yeah, so I don't know. The draft coming up, the draft forming out, and we're talking about especially these two bad New York teams. The draft is such a factor on
Mm.
Epis Sports. And I'm turning this thing on there. There's such a there's such a the Giants. I think the Giants are, and it's crazy, bro. They're still in better shape than and now I'm talking about the Jets. I don't know if you're ready to transition over there, but they're still in better shape. They have the quarterback. They have a. We're talking about Arch Manning, and he's too bad he's not going to be available. And that's how I feel, at least. On the flip side, with the coaches, there's a lot of good coaches who are going to be available. And if you need a head coach right now, you can get a good one.
Mm.
I really believe in Flores. I believe in Tomlin and Harbaugh, obviously. If they, I swear I turned this thing off, Matty B.
What are you? You're fine. What are you talking about? What device?
No, my text message I'm getting all these texts. It's New Year's Eve, right?
Oh, all right. Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
I'm not as popular as you, bro. I ain't getting text messages.
Married
like
guy. You're married, girl. You have a woman that loves you, actually. It's but 20 people who don't. So it's 20 women who don't. So anyway, you'd be surprised, yo. Yeah, I think you're on the better side. So anyway, yeah, I don't. I wanted to talk about. I mean, I don't want to. It's not. I'm not moving too much over to the to Florham Park to the Jets. And I wanted to say this, Matt. I was thinking all week, because 2 weeks ago, and I said it on Epis Radio, you can't fire the coach. You can't fire the coach. You just got him 1 year. We look crazy, bro. I don't know. Like, I'm exhausted from like listening to the fan and then talking heads and all the rumors on Twitter. And I don't know, bro. If they fired Aaron Glenn after one season, 2 weeks ago, I'd have been pissed, but I don't know if I'll be mad, bro. After that performance against New England the other day, that shit made me sick, Matt.
Yeah, on top of that, he told you that, he thinks his guys gave it to him all, their all. So, it's kind of an indictment.
Yeah. He ripped them. Like to take it back. So now the same tough guy we saw he was a rock, he's starting to give in too. Now, even your identity, you're giving it up, bro. Like, damn, bro.
Right.
And then somebody was like, I forgot what show it was, but I was listening. They asked the caller, or caller asked, I don't remember. They asked, what has Aaron Glenn done good this year? And then I couldn't answer the question, bro.
Now, I was just gonna ask you the same thing. I mean, like, what would be a reason
Forget about
to
the
keep him?
three wins, because there's other things, there's other progression and good things you can see. And I don't see it. At first, I was like,
the
players, I thought the players would play for him, but they weren't. Drake made them and them boys, they had 42 points. They scored 6 touchdowns on 6 straight possessions. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We got all these players that I'd be like, oh, that's a good player. It's a good player. This Jermaine. And fucking man, get rid of all of them. They don't. I'm not. And a lot of those players, they're gonna go other places, and they're gonna be good. And they're gonna be good. But it's not, And then so with all these coaches available once again, if Flores came here, or they gonna get Harbaugh. I know Harbaugh ain't come here. None of them good coaches are gonna come in. Flores, maybe because his situation is sensitive. And he'll take any job, maybe. He's just going to take a job. The Brooklyn Brownsville guy, he come in there, bust some heads, hopefully. But that Minnesota defense, the way he coaches them up, Aaron Glenn coached the Detroit. Nah, he didn't coach it like Flores. But Flores has been a head coach. So, and he was a decent head coach that people liked, even though Miami had their issues. So, I don't know. I think the Giants... Look at those guys. They need to look at him. If I was Giants, I'm hiring Flores off the top. Giants never had a black head coach, though. Maybe they'll break that streak of never having, But I really like him, bro. And I saw you like my Facebook post about it, so I'm assuming you agree with it. His resume speaks for itself, especially since the last time he's coached. So it's very interesting stuff going on in the league.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with it, but I'm not in disagreement with it either.
Right.
And again, when it comes down to Glenn, what is the argument to keeping him at this point? Because I've seen.
The only argument is he's only been there 1 year. That's the only argument.
I mean, that's a pretty bad argument because otherwise I've seen no signs of improvement. In fact, I think we got worse. I don't even know how that's possible, but I think we did. Like, that's arguable,
when they traded the all pro players for the future, like now, I don't know, like with Daryl Mucci, the GM, he was so quiet, the younger guy, and we were talking about Glenn look like the alpha. Mucci's not gonna get fired. It's gonna be Aaron Glenn, but I don't know, like the relation. It looks like the relationship. I don't know, man. It's a tough spot. Woody has not been known to fire guys.
Yeah.
When Woody was out there on his Trump sabbatical working in London for Trump, his brother Chris took over. Chris hired Adam Gase. Chris fired Adam Gase. Okay? Remember Woody couldn't run the team while he was working over there? And he told Chris to hold it down, and Chris held it down. So, I don't know, man. And if they don't fire Aaron Glenn, I'm not going to go crazy, but I'm fine if they can. Especially with the head coaching candidates that's available. I don't think so either.
What do you think they're waiting for? The end of the year just to get rid of him? Just to shop him then?
Well, even though it's happened more recently, like in the Giants just now, and it's happened with the Jets the year before, coaches are not supposed to get fired during the season. But the Giants and Jets being what they've been in the last 15 years, it would come from them. But there's
no reason to fire anybody now, though. You're right. Like Glenn, there's no reason to fire Glenn now.
When you fire, you can't fire him after 14 games. That's crazy. I don't know. At the end of the day, I think give him another year. Well, I mean, we've been waiting forever. What's wrong more? Fuck it. You're right.
I don't know. I really don't know the argument against it. I can't say that it's a good move to keep him either. At this point, just go with somebody else. Yeah.
You're going to get a new quarterback, right? Do you want him with the new quarterback? I don't know. They went with the Justin Fields thing.
Is it guaranteed you're getting him with a new quarterback?
No, you're getting a new quarterback next year. We don't know if it's going to be Malik Willis, who every Jet fans are starting to look at.
Are you so sure about that, man? Yeah.
What? They're not going to. Justin Fields is not going to be the quarterback next year.
Oh, boy.
He's Tyrod Taylor. Guaranteed. Come on, bro. Come on. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm positive. They won't be the quarterback. Justin Fields is done. He's not going to quarterback in the league anymore.
All right.
It's over, bro. Yeah, he's done. He can't. The Jets are going to be looking at a draft. They're gonna be looking at a free agent quarterback. I hope, like I said, Malik Willis is the name that a lot of people are looking at as a stopgap, and I'm cool with that, especially if your boy in Texas will be available next year. I mean, I don't want to put my chips in the basket. It's ridiculous. And then you're going to be hoping, and then you're going to be working that tank
that
again.
doesn't even excite me, to be honest with you. But
no,
and who knows if that's even
Malik Willis. He's not supposed to excite you.
No, not Malik Willis. In terms of waiting for,
they might not draft the quarterback. The Alabama kid is going to be available. He's the second quarterback on the board.
Yeah, but if you're relying on a free agent, from a year from now,
it's a stopgap.
Meaning
someone will hold it for.
I don't put my money in my stock in that, because I don't rely on.
They never thought Fields was going to be their guy.
Rodgers and then Fields. Okay,
Rodgers wasn't a stopgap at the time. They thought that he was,
No, he still was. That's bullshit. Rodgers is totally a stopgap.
What is the definition of a stopgap?
Well, stopgap is bring in somebody temporarily, that can be serviceable until you can find a long-term option. Same thing with Rodgers. Rodgers was totally a stopgap. He was a premier stopgap. That's the only thing is.
I mean, it's semantics, Matty. They gave him a
Yeah.
3-year deal. You tell him he was a stopgap.
Yeah, but you knew damn well he wasn't going to be there for 3
I think,
years.
like I
Maybe a
said,
year, 2 years.
No, he
yeah.
was. He was there for 2. If he didn't tear his knee up, it was even 3. Rodgers was there.
I mean, he was there for 2, right? That was it. Yeah.
He tore his knee up, and then he played 1 year
Yeah.
or 2.
No, 1 year.
He would have played, and they could have had him for 3. If he would have went good, he would have been a quarterback right now.
And look how that started
So
out
they
for
were-
Pittsburgh, limping into the
When they got
playoffs.
Aaron Rodgers, we thought when we got Aaron Rodgers, it wasn't a stopgap, really, because I'm gonna tell you why.
It's not the conventional
had-
stopgap, but it is more
No,
or
all
less
right,
is.
say that then. Let's let that be. When I think of stopgap, I'm thinking Malik Willis, or even
Yeah.
what they thought was Justin Fields at the time,
To
or
Jameis
Kirk
Winston,
Cousins,
you know,
to Michael
Russell
Penix.
Wilson.
Right, James to Jack. Right. So you're right. It's not conventional. We're gonna leave it. We're not gonna argue about that.
Yeah.
But regardless of it, going forward with Gang Green, yeah, they're talking about Tyler Huntley in Baltimore, or Malik and his other back, whatever, man. Kobe Brissett, and these good backups. But if you're gonna do that, like Kurt Warner was a stopgap for Eli Manning. He definitely was a premier stopgap. And he started 5-1, and they benched him. And then Eli just sucked, but that's what they wanted to do, and it ended up working out later down the road. Kurt would go to Arizona, and he would win another Super Bowl. I mean, he went to the Super Bowl. But regardless, I don't know what they're gonna do. They're gonna need a quarterback. You don't have to go get the fact that the number 1 pick is not the number 1 quarterback on the board is not gonna be available to you. And I don't know, man. Sometimes you don't have a Jaden Daniels and a Drake May on the same board. It doesn't happen sometimes. You know, a lot of times it doesn't. But we would like to think every draft, oh, there's this quarterback and this quarterback and this quarterback. Bullshit. That's bullshit. It's only that they're only good until they get drafted. And then we start comparing. I don't know who's better, you know.
Well, speaking about a legendary quarterback, all right, our boy Eli Manning, all right, was announced a couple of days ago as one of the 15 finalists in the modern era player category for the Pro Hall of Fame.
1 second.
Right?
I need 1 second. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, hold it down. I'm gonna be back with Eli.
All right. I'll save that topic for him. All right, everybody. While I stopgap some some action right now for myself. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Happy New Year. It is 10:56 p.m. Eastern Time as we record live here. If you're watching in post, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep those notifications on, as always, for any future or weekly content. All right. Hope you're having a blast this New Year's Eve. Whatever it is you're doing, please be doing it responsibly. Enjoy yourself. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. All right. If you're here with us live, here on Twitch or YouTube, what are some of your New Year's resolutions? What is something that you're trying to improve upon for yourself? And what's the impact you want to have on others going forward here in
Miami beat Ohio
2026?
State. Wow. Sorry, Maddie. I just had a notification. Miami beat Ohio State. Oh, wow. Remember Miami wasn't supposed to be there? Notre Dame was crying.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Miami. They're going to be in that Final Four in the playoffs. They'll go figure. Big upset. They're not supposed to win that game, Maddie. Ohio State was one of them. Yeah. So.
There you go.
Yeah. Number 10, Hurricanes beat the number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes in the Cotton Bowl to advance to the semifinal round of the playoff. And they was a 9.5-point dog.
And Gino says Eli owns Tom Brady Manning.
He does.
I guess so. Both of them got those rings, so I don't know, you know. But Eli did own them.
And Tom owns the big one.
Gino's like, guess so. No, you're right. You're right. I love Eli, man. Yeah. He's so funny to me. You know, he's so into these commercials and these and he did like a whole TV series on disguising oneself. Like, he's so into the idea of dressing up as another human being and tricking people. He's got such a weird sense of humor, Eli.
Yeah, he's good.
You know?
He's good.
But
He's good.
You know, it is good, and I like what he does. It's just kind of funny to me. Like, he's so fixated on dressing up as other people or impersonating other people. It's hilarious.
He does it well.
He does do it well. It's just like he's made a whole second career out of doing this, bro. You know?
Yeah, he's funny as hell. His dry comedy, yeah, he's good.
Do you know about this TV series he came out with? He helped produce.
No. I might have heard about it.
It was about like this, like, you know, like disgraced like college football star. You know, trying to like, you know, couldn't, you know, hack it in couldn't hack it, you know, messed up in college, you know, disgraced his name, the whole nine, like some shit happened, and then, you know, he you know, did the Eli thing and, you know, dressed up as, you know, an alter ego, somebody else, you know, and you know, applied for college, you know, and has made a career out of it again, you know, only for him to get discovered and, you know, who he is. So Eli just continuing to play into this whole, you know, impersonation thing, you know, and the guy's name is Chad Powers, an alter ego that Eli has used before for, you know, little skits in the past. You know, so I kind of like the show, to be honest. It was pretty good, you know.
He's very creative.
You know, it's just hilarious to me, like how he's made a whole second career. And honestly, that whole broadcast between Eli and Peyton still going on. I don't know if the numbers, I don't know if the numbers still do well, but I tune in every now and then.
Okay.
You know, so that says something. And I barely watch this shit, but I enjoy their banter back and forth. I don't really know why I enjoy it, but I do. You know, so it's one of those things.
No, they're big brother, little brother, the kid, yeah, all of it. They're great, yeah. It's hard. How do you dislike them? You know, it's hard.
We are 1 hour away on the East Coast from the New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. 2025 is officially coming to an end. Dub, let's put sports aside for a little bit here, you know, because we just don't have much time, but, you know, we want to go spend this time wisely with our loved ones. Friends and family, the whole nine. What, you know, looking back on your 2025, what are some things you know you're proud about, you're happy about? What are some things you want to improve upon?
Overall,
You know,
I don't know. As far as the whole duration of the year, you know how it goes, bro. It's just so boom, boom, it's over. But just reflecting on it, I really feel good about what I've been able to do, especially mentally, you know, just getting myself right, because like I feel like just, you know, the confidence I have myself, as a lot of times everything's here. We always say it, Gino says it, you say, go get out of your head. We talk about that all the time. You got to get out of your head. But it is cliche as it is, like, you know, just my self-awareness. I feel like I've improved tremendously, especially towards the end of the year. You know, I took a lot of losses this year. You know, I lost my best friend who was killed in March. She really affected me. And I lost people in the last year and this year. We lost shit. And there's people that even bigger, you know, regardless of that's life. So, but just going in to next year, I talked to you about it personally, Maddie. We talked about the difference between motivation and discipline. We talked about it on this show, and both of them are beautiful things, and both of them can take you places. But one of them is continuous. And I feel like, you know, I think I'm in a place where I can really explore that and really attack it. I'm not going to make any guarantees, but I feel real good about going to next year. I'm excited about next year. I'm excited about Epis Radio, working with you going into next year. I'm excited about running more, Kev, exploring different things, going different places. The pores in my brain are wide open. I'm just ready. You feel me? So I'm really excited about next year, Matty B. I can't remember a year I was excited about it. I'm sure I have been, and I've said it before, but the older you get, you appreciate these New Year's. So, and in closing, I noticed, I always, my mom and dad, they love New Year's, bro. They don't fucking love New Year's. I like Thanksgiving, Eid, something like Christmas. My mom and dad always like New Year's, It
Really?
was always important. They're up. Yeah, these people go to sleep 9 o'clock every night, but they're up. They're going to be up tonight. They're going to send me texts.
Yeah.
And I was like, but then I start thinking about it. I think I get it now as I get older. Like, oh, it's just appreciation. And it's a mark. It's just, I don't care about New Year's. Why you guys? No, man. It's this mark on, and where you can say, all right, this is the point where we flip a page. And when you flip a page in a book, you're expecting something, exhilarating on the other end, especially a good one. So that's why, that's how I feel about going into next year. My little ramble for you. I'm excited though, Matt.
I came across a video today of somebody online talking about how it was very profound and it really stuck with me. And when I hear you talk about that, flipping a page and turning a page, I understand that. I understand the concept, and I to a certain degree I agree with you. But I would challenge the viewer or anybody out there to really look at every day as if every day is a new year.
It's a hell of a challenge.
Because it truly is. Because it's the reason why I hate the New Year's resolution. Because it's like why now? Why not yesterday? Why not a month ago? Why not a week ago? Whatever it is, get to it today. Don't rely on tomorrow. Certainly this too shall pass, but put no faith in tomorrow, right? And every day should be a new year. Every day is a new opportunity to work towards something, to be different, to self-reflect, to be who it is you want to be. I enjoy this sentiment very much in New Year's. I do. I agree, and it's nice for me, and it has been the last couple of days, a time for me to reflect.
Right. It's a point.
But I think there's also something to be said for that too. And it was a part of what this influencer online was talking about, how if now is the only time of the year in which you're reflecting, then you need that's just like a recap of your year.
It's ridiculous. For now though, we the only time. No.
Well, that's what I mean. For some people that may be the case though. You need to self-reflect, on a daily basis.
All do it, and we're all thinking about the same thing. Yes, but reflection, man, the clarity that should come anytime it wants. Punch you right in the face. I don't think anyone's.
It's not only a matter of any time it wants, but it's a matter of necessity. You should self-reflect at least once, a week, or more,
You got
every day,
on my watch. There's this, it says, "What's your mood for today?" And they want me to type things in, and and I feel that, and I keep the mindfulness little thing or whatever it is, little app.
Hey, however you got to do it,
right?
Yeah.
But I don't use it. But it's on my watch. I never took it off. I don't type in yet. I feel this way.
But how often a week do you introspectively think to yourself, well, could I be doing something more? All right, there you go. There's your answer. But that's not the way for everybody, I don't feel like.
Every time I get in the shower in the morning, I fucking, whoa. My moments in the shower, when that water's hitting you in the morning, you realize, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Oh, shit. That motherfucker was insulting me when he said that yesterday. There's so many things that come to your head in that shower. Damn, I should have told Maddie that. How come we didn't do this? In that 12 minutes. So, yeah. Or regrets. But I was just like, New Year's, anyone, and I agree with you with the ridiculous resolutions and guarantees or promises to yourself. We could save them. We could keep them ourselves, if you want, whatever. You don't need New Year's to stop smoking bogeys or Stop
Well,
people
they
off a
have
million
their
times.
place, but I feel
Right.
like it's oftentimes something that's set up for failure because
Because
of
it's
the
New Year's and you
idea is
decide,
New Year's,
because of
right?
that, it's for failure, right?
Yeah.
But and like I was saying, my folks, I don't know what they were thinking when they were 25 or 20, but I know in their 50s and 40s and 60s and 70s, they've always liked New Year's. They've always, they didn't say it to me. It's just my pop. Like I said, it's an opportunity, and we're all thinking the same, not thinking the same thing, but a lot. You know how many people were rushing home for New Year's when I was driving home at 9 o'clock? Most of the time, that road is not like that. So we're all on the same page. So it's an opportunity to speak about it together. That's what I look at it as. But no, you can. If I come there, Maddie, I had this motor clarity in the shower this morning, and I tell you about it. It's cool. You're gonna listen, but you're not gonna. Cool. You're not gonna. It doesn't. But with New Year's, it's my moment. When I had that moment, this morning, with New Year's, it's just a time for all of us to have that moment. And it doesn't have to be long. We don't have to go crazy. But like you said, Russell, you should fuck out of here, bro.
Well, I mean, it's
Bullshit.
nice if you can have that moment. Maybe not everybody does. Maybe for a lot of people it's an
It was a
excuse.
lot of good energy in that building today, bro.
That's good. That's good.
It was New Year's energy.
I feel it at work too. Although I may have not been in really the New Year's spirit, I suppose.
But you felt it though. You saw it though. Everybody
for sure.
nice to each other there.
Yeah,
Happy
for
New Year,
sure.
man.
There's
A
that
million
extra
people told
level.
you that, and you liked it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, I mean, how could you be negative when somebody's just trying to, in the moment, be, positive and all that, Yeah.
Right.
Even if I was myself was having a bad day.
You had surly people telling you, "Hey, Happy New Year, man." Oh, Happy New Year, bro.
Right.
Give it back. And that's good. I like it. But I mean, the ideas of all of these holidays can get, a little exaggerated and blown out of proportion, no doubt.
It would
And
be
this is
nice
one
to
of
see
them.
that type of energy, though, year round, from
Yeah, I don't,
friends
I don't want to
and
be
family.
negative, Nancy. That's a lot to ask for from human beings.
I guess so. Is it? Or is it just like
Man,
not being a
Maddie,
piece
you
of
do that
shit?
12 Monday every Monday, bro. Why do you do that? You feel me? The reason you do that, bro, it's so easy to have a long ass day and not give a shit about the day and just trash the day. When you get home, just go to sleep because it's so grueling and it's gone forever that day. It's easy to do that. We do it all the time. I do it all the time with these events. If I wasn't doing New Year's tonight because I had the New Year energy, I'd have been trashed out already. I was there at 5 in the morning this morning, or like 7 this morning. So like some people tell me, "Oh, Thanksgiving really means. Do you know what happened?" I mean, shut the hell. I know, bro. I'm gonna be with my family, bro. We're not gonna talk about what Thanksgiving, how it's the holiday hell, and the Pilgrims did with the Indian. I don't care, bro. That's not what I'm doing it for. Oh, that's not my real New Year. The real New Year, the calendar New Year, the real shut the, whatever. Yo, you celebrate July 4th. That means black people in this country. I know, bro. And I will say it a million, bro. It's my country too, bro. We're fucking popping fireworks. Fuck you. So, saying, oh, you're gonna make a resolution. You're gonna keep drinking again. You keep smoking. Yeah, bro. I know, bro. Fuck you, though, bro. So
Man.
like,
Tommy's going off. All right.
People, let us have the holiday. Let us have this. I'm not saying you, bro. I'm not saying you because
I know. You're not saying me, bro. Don't worry about me.
I wish somebody Happy New Year. They told me, "Oh, my New Year's in April." I said, "All right, whatever works for you, baby."
Somebody said that today too, by the way.
Right.
When like spring. Yeah, I had somebody at work explaining the same shit to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't ask. I didn't care. Right. I was like, "All right, whatever works for you, baby." I won't get into it with her. My New Year in April. Baby. All right. Cool.
Was it a female too? It was a female for me too.
It was a woman, yeah. I'm gonna tell you, tomorrow's Haitian Independence Day in an hour. That's my business. That's my business.
Right.
Tomorrow's 1804 is the anniversary of the Haitian independence from France. January 1st. That's my business. And it's cool. If you want to know about it, I'll tell you about it. But you're gonna I'm gonna run here. Oh, it's New Year. Well, tomorrow's really Independence Day, Maddie. Fuck for you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
the girl was telling me this at work. She came off very nice about it, and it was like, okay, like she just views like winter time, like everything's dying, and when it comes spring, like everything like spring's eternal and shit like that, so that's her New Year's or whatever, and I'm like, okay, like I get it, the symbolism behind it, that's fine, like I get on board with it, I'm not gonna knock it, it's cool. So she was kind of mocking New Year's, by saying like, happy December 31st or whatever.
It's because she sees other people who celebrate. Oh, they're idiots. They don't know the truth. Yeah, I know the truth. You guys you're just get out of here. Beat me. You're so smart. You're so
kick some
smart.
rocks, man.
You're so smart. You're so smart. Like, I don't know what you know. How you know I don't know? You think I see people like that all the time, bro. Start giving me education on Thanksgiving's the best one, bro. I swear, bro, that's the best one. That's the best one. Holiday Hell Day. We know about the trailer tear. We know, bro. But that's not what we're celebrating. What it really represents. This country, our country, is a really aggressive, violent place, It's done a lot of violent shit, It's colonial, and it's what it is. It's all wrong. We do what we do. We've done what we did.
Speaking of which.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Speaking of which. A lot of people concerned, including my stepdad, about Mr. Mom Donnie taking office in a couple. When is it? A couple of days?
Tonight, right now.
Tomorrow.
No,
that's
New
it.
Year's. No,
New Year's,
right now. Yeah, they changed over on New Year's midnight. That's why you saw the Eric Adams compilations and montages.
Yes.
They were great.
A lot of discussion, and it kind of ties into sports a little bit.
Does it?
It does. I don't know if you heard about this. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you. But Mr. Mamdani, while he will get sworn in, he has added a bunch of people to his little committee of his. One of which is the infamous Miss Rachel, okay, child star actor, who is very educational. All right, has been a widespread YouTube sensation, has made her way over to Netflix now. I have no problem with Miss Rachel. I don't have a lot of problems with what Mamdani's doing, but the general public seems to. And listen, I try to keep it even keel both ways, okay? But Francisco Lindor's wife, all right, forgive me, I'm forgetting her name at the moment, is also going to be a part of his committee.
So we're starting to get the pieces together with the Lindor and the politics with me. Was Minimo? Yeah, starting to together.
So you see where I'm going with this. You see where I'm going.
For sure.
Yes. So yes, interestingly enough, all right, Francisco Lindor's wife, who is widely known, for her podcasting, and she's a violinist. I believe she's done some fundraising work, down to the detail. Right now, I'm not quite sure. I could look it up for the sake of the show, but at the top of my head, I'm not too knowledgeable in that department. Outside, what her credentials are in order to be appointed to Mamdani's committee. Right now, speaking from that ignorance, I'll say this at the very least. I'm sure there's some sort of reason why Mamdani has considered her to be a part of his committee. He's clearly taken the more progressive approach and incorporating a lot of female activists, things like that, which, I like to see. I do question
Right.
at times, is it the sake of just bringing in females, or is it, are these, women actually, you know, credentialed, or, or reason to be there? And I don't want to put that doubt on any female. I really don't. I think it's just a part of our society where, like, we're kind of ingrained to question. And I think that's pretty shitty way to think. And I think a lot of conservatives, they think nothing of the less.
Right.
They see a female in a higher position, such as so, and immediately they predict doom. It's the same of what we've seen in the past with anybody of whether female or male that are of black ethnicity, black background, the whole nine. It's what we've seen, with Charlie Kirk. And Donald Trump. They automatically assume that if you're black, that you're underqualified. It's just been that way. And it's been a part of our society for as long as we can remember. And you're seeing a little bit of that here with Mamdani, especially just him being a person of color. Him being the background that he is. All I hear is, oh well, it's like another 9/11's on the way. I'm saying, like, it's just his city's going to shit. I mean, these are things that people are actually saying. My stepdad, for one of them, gave me a fair warning that, come Monday, things are gonna get a lot worse. Like, what do you mean? I don't. As if things have been great under, Cuomo's reign, or, Adam's reign. Like, has the city really gotten much safer, that much better, that much more affordable? Do you honestly think this guy that has lived in the city for quite some time now, who's, trying to work his way up? I get it. He doesn't have much of a background in terms of credentials, He's new to the game, but he's a nice, young, fresh voice, and I'm willing to let it lend an ear. Do you really honestly believe he's going to let this city fall to shit, and get extremely violent?
No, I don't know what he's going to do. I think he's going to try things. I don't know. It's just going to be interesting, man. He's not going to have all of the help that he would like, because people are going to probably try to sabotage him, compromise him.
Sure.
Expecting the worst. He's got a steep hill, but at the end of the day, the people wanted him.
Majority of the people wanted him, and those are not of the 1%. And this is why it ties into the whole sports thing with Lindor and his wife, the whole nine, because the people that are against it are those more of a conservative Republican background who maybe are middle class to upper class income, that are potentially going to be affected by it most, especially those that are business owners. Mamdani's whole campaign was taxing the rich, and making a more affordable city. Free supermarkets, free transportation. I don't know if some of these things are realistic. I don't know if some of these things are going to come true, but taxing the rich a little bit more compared to what we already tax lower to middle income families is not a crime. Like, I mean, to think about it, it just makes no sense. When you look at how much lower to middle income families are taxed, and I'm one of them. It's absurd.
He's gonna tax you, Maddie.
It's unaffordable, but. What he wants to do is tax the rich, tax us less, tax the rich. I'm willing to pay taxes, but make it make sense. Especially when the rich or these business owners are able to evade, certain taxes by taking these tax breaks that are so easily set out for them. I mean, it's a part of what the Republican Party has done for years. They talk down on Democratic Party and talk down on what they've done for healthcare, but they've yet to propose no alternative to healthcare. So it's hypocrisy in its biggest form. And, at least, what Obama was able to do during his presidency was establish something. Yeah, it might have been rooted in fraud and things of the sorts, but again, easy for you to point fingers when in itself you've yet to come up with a better alternative. And I look at this mayoral race in New York the same way. We're so easy to quick to point the finger and say, well, this and this and this, but what's the alternative? Was Adams the better alternative? Was Cuomo the better alternative? Was Curtis Sliwa the better alternative?
Right.
Really? Truthfully? So what?
Curtis.
The young brown, man, pushing around a different religion, a different agenda, and all of a sudden he's a communist, things like that. The racism just runs rampant. Did you hear about this whole case going on in Minnesota with the famous YouTuber trying to expose these fraudulent learning centers in Minnesota right now that are
I've seen that.
that are employed by a bunch of brown people?
But bro, look at even the YouTube advertisements with these scams, bro. YouTube said these advertisements, they call these numbers, you can get a car insurance. Call that number, I dare you. They're going to be in your account so fast.
There's fireworks going off by me right now.
Yeah, we got them too.
I went off on a little rant there, but really,
cool.
what I want to get into in regards, and I kind of find it funny, with the Mets, the timeline of all this is a bit too concerning for me, actually, and it's starting to sports and politics may have played a role in the Mets' downfall, and I don't think it's exactly wrong. We heard rumblings about, Lindor and Soto being cold. Then we heard rumblings about Nimmo and Lindor not quite getting along because of political differences. We know for a long time now McNeil and Lindor have butt heads. You have to think just a little bit that maybe politics played more of a role in a lot of this. McNeil, Nimmo, Pete. That's all.
You think this is going to affect the Mets next year?
I think it's affecting the Mets right now. So yes, it will affect the Mets next year. But listen, Pete, Nimmo, McNeil, all white men. All white men gone. Now Diaz is gone too. But that's not saying that Diaz might have had those differences too.
Yeah, that might have been a different whole deal with the money. That
it may not have been. May or may not have been. A lot of Hispanics support Trump, love Trump, all that. Maybe they had political differences. Maybe he was like, screw this. I'm not vibing with the culture here either. I'm not. It's a wild accusation to think that because of Lindor's political beliefs and now, his wife being appointed to the committee of Mamdani here in New York, is that really like a driving force, like kick these guys out? But maybe it played a little bit of a role. It just made it that much easier to say, you know what? Screw this. I'm out. Not to mention, obviously Mamdani being in the city, talking about taxing the rich. It was the main concern for a lot of conservative Republicans here and still remains so. I mean, that's all you ever hear is, that everybody was going to flee the city the second Mamdani was elected. It just turns out that a couple of biggest millionaires in the city, and they happen to be on the New York Mets, have fled the city.
Some of them, a couple of them, no choice of their own.
Well, yes. Right. Again, and I don't even think they all lived here, too. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think Diaz was in Connecticut. I think Pete might have been in Connecticut, too. Or I think at one point they resided here in Long Island City, but I think maybe they got homes in Connecticut. Yeah.
Brandon was going to love Texas.
Yes, indeed. Okay. And I don't know if it ties into the whole theory because Pete went to freaking, Baltimore. You know, seems to be happy though. You know, I don't know what the tax situation down is. I know Delaware has no taxes, but you're a stone's throw away from Delaware
Florida
there.
and Texas.
You know, well, he's in Virginia, right? You know,
Who?
so
Pete?
yeah,
Maryland.
Maryland, you're right.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I don't know what the tax situation there is, right? You know, like
They're borderline, but they're pretty liberal state.
yes, you know, so I don't think it necessarily plays into that narrative. But again, you know, maybe just him, you know, getting pushed out of that culture, you know, for whatever reason. And, you know, listen, Mets didn't even offer him a contract. Apparently that was the case. So, you know, it's just kind of interesting to me how it lines up with the whole timeline of Mondani and all that. Then we hear about Lindor's wife.
Yeah, I heard about it, man. And you know, it's a story that's not going to go away, kind of like the casinos. You know, they're going to talk about it, but this is more relevant than the casinos, it seems like. And it's more real than the
I mean,
casino
I know
conspiracy.
people that are up in arms about this, bro. I don't know. I mean, you don't
Bro,
live in New
we're
York
mixing
anymore.
out. No, I get it though. I can imagine. I mean, you're emphasizing it more for me now, definitely. But you don't have to sell it to me too much.
Yeah.
You know, I totally get it. You know, you're in Queens, bro. Long Island right there. Mets is a Long Island team. You know, Mondani, yo, bro. You see 50 Cent when he came out there, oh, I'm out of here. This is Mondani. He ripped a lot of rich people,
A lot
famous
of people.
people.
Yeah.
They ripped Mondani. And I don't think Mamdani gives a shit. I think it's gonna make him do what he was gonna do even harder. Like, fuck you guys, watch this.
Yeah, I don't know. I just get the idea from a lot of people that they think he's like some sort of terrorist, bro. Like, you know, like the
Yeah,
freaking like
they
the
do.
like
Bro,
you know,
you
like this
didn't get
city's
that
gonna go to
vibe when we were
shit.
talking about him in October?
I
In
did, but
November?
I just don't see how. Like it to me, it just sounds like a lot of racism.
No, it is. It probably is.
That's really just what it sounds like. I feel no actual facts. What they're scared of is you know
But guess what?
them
Even if
taking
it's not
over New
true,
York. You know.
even if it's not true, listen, let me tell you something about what I've noticed about the majority of the internet and public opinion and opinions period, whether this their opinions on a celebrity or a politician or a TV show. Once publicly people don't like something, it's impossible to change their minds. As a collective group, it's they don't care. They rather be right than things go right.
Mhm.
You feel me? So even if Mondani's the shit, they're gonna downplay it, they're gonna invalidate whatever he does, anything he does, unless he's really like coming to their house and wiping their asses for them, which he's not. I don't think like you're it's like you know, oh, I don't like that singer, I don't like this artist. You don't even know, no matter what they do, they're not gonna like them.
Yeah.
They don't. No one says, "Oh, I like them now." They know what they said. This I seen them on TV the other day. They did this. You know, very few humans in general are very steadfast and even stubborn, especially nowadays, bro. Now everybody want to stand on business, even if his business is stupid. They want to stand on it.
This
Right.
is one of the biggest headlines that I've seen around today, and it's also like bothered me a little bit. Is that Mamdani will be the first New York City mayor to use the Quran at his swearing in, and like this is like making headlines, waves across you know media, even the New York Times reporting about it. Like, and it's like you know why is that even a fucking problem? You know, like that's the thing. Like they're so it's like anti-Muslim, man. Like it's just like what are we doing here? You know, like it's you know, I just you know it rubs me the wrong way because I'm around it constantly and I just don't get it. It's small-minded people, I think, in that sense.
You know why, guys? So you're gonna hear
You
the
know.
bullshit from more than I
for
would.
sure.
Some people bite their tongue around me. I
Duh,
ain't gonna
move
say it
over a
around
little
them.
bit. Move over a little bit. I want to see your face. Yeah.
So you know you're a white gentleman. So you know they're gonna white people gonna say it around you more. And you're like, oh fuck. You know I'm not gonna hear it as much as you. You're gonna tell
People
me.
say it around me all the time. Yeah, man, it's
Right.
crazy. You
But
know?
I hear it too. I hear it.
Yeah,
I heard about
it's
that.
just crazy. But I don't know, man. You know, then I look at what Trump's doing and everything like that. I'm like, and what? And you praise that? You know,
Right.
like really, it's the
It's about
hypocrisy is
team. It's
insane.
about the
You know,
side. It's about sides. But bro, we are hypocritical creatures. We're hypocrites, bro. Human beings. We're fucking hypocrites, bro. You
mm,
sit there. We sit there and talk about each other all day.
yeah.
It's like we're saints. Like we're perfect. We'll talk about. So people will talk about someone who does the same shit they do, and they don't even see it. You feel
Dylan
me?
had said something to me today. He's like,
What he
he's
said.
like people, they a lot of girls this age. He said, don't his age, 14 years old, don't hold themselves accountable. And I told him, I was like, Dill, you're gonna find that a lot of people in life don't hold themselves accountable.
Right. And
You
that's
know,
good that he recognizes that. That means now
yeah,
he has to hold himself accountable because he recognizes accountability. And
right,
we're going to hold him to that
for sure.
as he should because we're accountable. That's what being a man is about.
Yeah.
Being a human being, being a real one. Man, woman, being real, being true.
Hmm.
It's accountability, awareness,
No
being
doubt.
able to do that. And for the fact that nephew said that, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that he said that.
Me
And
too. Me
and
too.
I
It
love
was a
I love your
nice little
answer.
discussion.
That was dope. Yeah, that's grown man shit, yeah, Pop. That's cool that he could come to you. Yeah, you guys are gonna really these next few years are gonna be real crucial, real good for you guys, I believe. If you
Yeah,
both do.
I think we're certainly heading into the new year
Yeah,
on a high note, and
that's what's up.
you know,
I hope Dylan here sees this, or he probably won't. But
yeah, he's in the
not
basement
really.
hanging. He's over there creating his little music. He's doing his thing down there.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
feeling young boy doing his shit. That's what's up.
yeah, he's been into it, man. He's been into it, really doing his thing. Crazy. Like, man, I tell you, man,
We don't
like
gotta get out of here soon, bro.
I know. I was looking at the time too. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no, are we out? Yeah, I
There's
think
no
we're out.
Yeah, 10 minutes. You want to get out here in 8 minutes, 6 minutes?
Yeah,
I
6 minutes,
got 34, right?
11:40. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All right, man. Let's freestyle. Let's go.
yeah,
Let's
because
talk.
I had topics and all that, but I'm not gonna get into it now.
I
But
like this.
let's let's freestyle for the last 6 minutes of the show. And again, anybody that's watching out there live right now or in post, please like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole nine. You know, what do
See,
you
you're
hear,
gonna meet a
man?
lot of people, my son, who are not accountable. Facts. A great answer. Great answer. Great point that the kid came up with and pop with the good answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dub, you know what? I'm gonna take this time to say something to you and just reflect on a little bit on this past year. Thank you, for showing up. Thank you for being a part of this. And it's not always easy. I understand.
No.
I've I know me. I've been a demanding partner at times. I've in a way demanded excellence to a certain degree, and
Yeah.
just looking back on how it all started years ago, not even just this year
Years.
alone.
Know about it.
I'm really proud of your growth with everything we've done here, starting these these podcasts and just our content creation journey in general. And although it's not always met our
Smooth.
expectations, or maybe not always as smooth as we'd like it to be, every second I've truly cherished with you. And it's
I was
something
thinking of
that
the same thing today, yo. On my way
Yeah.
home, I was like, man, me and Maddie been through a lot of shit, but like we doing this shit, like we kind of stuck.
yeah, through the good and the bad, through certainly when we've had our moments. There was moments where I especially before this year, I was uncertain whether or not we would even stream ever again.
Yeah. We didn't even know we were gonna do it. We were both
You
like,
know.
it was crazy. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to be here, now closing in 2025, just literally 23 minutes away. Looking back on it, here it is, what episode, I said I fucked up before. I think it was like
54?
episode 54. Yes.
What you gonna do? Season 2, episode 1 in January, or you want to keep them going?
Episode
You keep
54.
them going.
I think we could just keep it going with the episodes. I guess we
Yeah,
could
right,
do
yeah.
seasons.
Episode
We could add in the seasons, But fuck it, people have episodes 500 or episodes
Yeah, let's do
1,000.
it. It looks good, yo.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Um,
It looks good.
but no, in all seriousness though, bro, like just again, like there was a time where I was uncertain whether or not we were streaming it. People would ask me,
That was the word, uncertainty.
yeah, my buddy would ask me, he's like, how's your podcast? What are you doing, man? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. We haven't done anything in a long time. We don't plan on it. And here we are, here we are a year later, 54 years into Epis Sports, 27, if I'm correct, into the Mental Mondays after this past stream this Monday.
That's 81.
I kept on thinking that today was for some reason I kept on saying at the top of today's show that this was episode 27. I was getting it confused. I was getting it messed up. So I apologize for the viewers out there.
We're doing a lot, man.
Yeah.
You said 54 years a couple moments ago. You said 54 years.
54 years.
You did.
I'm also tired.
Okay.
But in all seriousness, right, like you said, 81 episodes, and through the good and the bad, we continue to learn, we continue to strive for the better, to get better.
Behind the scenes, that trials and tribulations, it's been a lot, man. But there's been a lot of perseverance as well. A lot of perseverance, a lot of resilience, and that's what it's all about. That's what showing up is all about, man.
Yeah, and I think we proved that this year, bro. I really do. And I'm happy about it. Like what we've done with the YouTube channel, everything. It's
I'm very proud of it as well.
Yeah.
For a moment, I'm gonna say my piece. I was trying to find I know I have my role here. I'm Epis, as well, but I was questioning myself, and a lot of that comes with our own personal journeys, and sometimes. And all the time, you could say this to the kid one day, things are never going to go the way we want it to go. Maybe close to the way we want it to go, but they never go as smoothly. And we put these perfect images in our head. And if we're expecting that, we're going to be in for a rude awakening. And we have to remind ourselves that. And that goes with this, But what I do know is I believe in my partner and my partner believes in me. And I know I'm gonna tell you guys this. And I was talking about we had trials and tribulations. I'm just gonna say it like at one point I was like, yo, Maddie, I might just get out of it. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. And we had a whole discussion about this shit, guys. And we had our times in the middle of the year in the summer. And long story short, Maddie, I'm gonna tell you guys this because this is behind the scenes shit. But I was gonna I didn't know if I wanted to do the show for personal reasons, for show reasons, a lot of shit, whatever. We're not going to get into it but I did not think when I knew I had to talk to Maddie about it, it's my brother. I respect him. He's my friend. I love the guy. He's my guy. But, I never expected Matt to come how he came, bro. And the kind of man this guy is, bro, he showed me that, he heard me. And a lot of times you speak your piece. And of course, we all can find fault in things that we don't like that's going on with us, whether you can say, oh, this guy did this, or, I got robbed at 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m, bro. I know you should have got robbed, but, we can find fault. We should find out what we could have did differently. But I'm gonna go back to that. Matt, man, this guy's the real deal. This guy, Matthew Benedetti, he's the real deal. This guy, the way you guys see him, whether it's caring about people or caring about strangers or loved ones, everything in between. If Maddie sees a spot where he can help, he's gonna do it, man. And this guy's an honest man, and his self-awareness, Maddie. And sometimes, you're a radio guy, you're a fucking beast. You can just go in your zone. When we do what we do, we can become someone else. We wasn't going in character, right?
Yes.
And become other people. I know you're Maddie. You're Radio Maddie. It's a different guy. It's the same guy, but it's emphasized. It's it's a little bit exaggerated. Yeah. But same as me. But Matt, man, I just want to say to you, say to the people anyone listen to, this guy is the real deal, man. The way you guys see him, where he perceived on the TV, or on the screen, it is him, And Matt, I just want to let you know, you're a good friend of mine, and I be like, motherfuckers don't understand me, and you probably don't, but you understand me a lot more than most people, and I really appreciate you.
Yes, I do.
And I tell you a lot of stuff that I didn't feel comfortable telling you even a year ago because you have to understand. We got to get out of here soon. It's 43. We're gonna get out of here. What you gonna
Yeah.
close it out after I shut my mouth?
Yeah.
You got to understand that um, even though me and Maddie been doing this for years, this last few years, Maddie said we took time off. Me and Maddie were going through our shit. That's what Mental Health Monday came from. We're going through our transitional phases in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So coming back to that and making this show, and we were still going through it, and I'm still going through. We are, but just like it's all about awareness and recognizing and seeing ourselves, see how we can be better. And if we want to do this together, we'll do it as a unit. We'll be fine. And we're gonna take this shit to the top. I'm gonna change the profile pic. I'm gonna put the little one in the air. I got you. I'm gonna do that right now. All right. So let's do it.
No.
26.
Dub,
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
my brother.
words. Thank you for your words. And listen, I love you, man. And I can't
love
wait to
you,
come down there and see you and just continue what we're doing. And listen, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
I sent you a little something today, and it was, I hope you've seen it.
I didn't see it yet. I'm gonna go look because I was in the citrus, bro. It's a tornado out there. You
It's
see, I made a little video at the end. I promoted. I had it in my mind. Here we go. But
I did,
Okay.
and it was a good promo.
Thank you.
I sent you a little post from Gary V.
Okay.
Extraordinaire influencer, businessman, the whole nine. And it was just a nice little meme post of showing you what it's like to have 10 viewers, what it's like to have, 50
I want to
viewers,
see that. I can't wait to
what
look
it's
at that.
like to have 100 viewers. And it's just a little perspective to show you, when we started out, even right now, most of our episodes, we don't get a lot of views on it. A lot of our views come in the short content
We don't
or
care
long form
anymore.
content.
We used to be
And again, in the beginning, we used to care a lot about that because we'd care. It's just like, oh, we want it to be good. We want it to be viral. We want it to be, something that people watch. But the reality is that even if, just 10 of you showed up tonight, I mean, that in itself
That's more than we used
means
to
the
have.
world. The 4 of you watching right now, as I say
Thank
this,
you. Love y'all. Thank you.
Is amazing. The fact that you're willing to spend your time or at least throw up a tab on your computer at 11:45, 15 minutes prior to New Year's.
Even if you ain't listening, you just press the
Right.
note and let it run.
Even the fact that you did it, you supported our channel in some way. It's amazing. It's thoughtful. And, I've noticed the growth. I've noticed the change from this time last year. And again, I have my co-host here, W. Dewad, to thank for that, because he gave me the inspiration to keep on doing it, to keep on going forward, to keep on showing up. It wasn't only just, me at the end of the day, he kept me going through all that. When I went down there in Florida, it sparked that whole year for me, and it set up.
Really?
For sure, yeah, for me, no doubt. Me going down to Florida had solidified what we were doing, and it solidified that, to me, this was worth the while. And then just our friendship alone, what we've done in our own, our lives and our running journeys. I'm just
We're
sharing
learning
that,
each other better. This last year, we got to learn each other. We known each other for years.
Yeah.
But I really feel like we're really learning each other. We got to get out of here, man. You got to go get the Dorothy.
I know.
But
we're getting out
we've been learning each other, bro. Bro, I feel it. We're here, bro. Don't worry about it.
And, Gino, Happy New Year to you. I seen you in the chat all
Gino,
night.
forget about it. Gino, forget about it.
Eli, everybody that's been a part of the show, Task, 0, 2, 666, everybody, all the names, the people we have met over the years.
Oh my God.
Right. The Hermanskis of the world. All right. fucking
Big
Tricky
Herb.
Nick.
Yeah,
It just
Tricky-
it goes
Tricky
on
Nick.
and on. That right there, we just named a room full
11
of people, right? We just named the people that we know that are our regulars, and it goes beyond that. There's people that are silently supporting this. There's silent haters, whatever it is. We
Thank you.
appreciate you. Happy? No,
Thank you.
seriously, we do.
Thank you.
And I hope nothing but the best for you. A happy and
Yes.
healthy new year.
Trash
All right.
talk, Maddie trolls. Listen, Maddie's accessible is accessible to trash talk. You will get a reply from Maddie B. He's not good at ignoring you guys. You guys comment, trash him. Tell him he's a bum.
Yeah.
Call him a loser. Tell him he got his meat cut. Whatever. Trash this guy. He's gonna give you what you want. He's gonna give you a response. You're gonna give us our comments, and we're all
Good.
gonna love each other.
And
Fuck
we're
you,
all
trolls.
going to use it for content, baby. It's a beautiful thing. All right. All right, everybody. Until next time. All right. Let me play the music one last time. Play that Epis music. All right. It's your boy, Matty B. Dummy Dubois. 11:48 p.m. Eastern Time. Happy fucking New Year, baby. 2025 is officially done.
26. 26.
All right, let's, for all our sake, and for the rest of humanity, I hope we have a beautiful and happy New Year going forward. All right, and I hope to see you here and join us more live on Epis Radio. Your boy Matty B, Epis Sports Radio, W. Dubois.
Yeah, I'm here, guys. Good night. Happy New Year.
Keep showing up, everybody. Until next time.
Wake up! You can't remember where it was. Has this dream stopped?
Yeah!
Did a great job, man, tonight. Oh.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Goodbye, 25.
Hope you find
Oh, man.
These texts are coming in. And I love sending them out back. Get the little firework. There you go. One thing about Android or iPhone, they're gonna get the fireworks.
They gonna get the fire.
I mean, everything I said, bro. You're a hell of a motherfucker. When I doubt you, you shut me down, bro. I don't doubt you anymore. This motherfucker's gonna say this, but no, he doesn't say that. No.
All right, everybody. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2026. Keep showing up. See your boy, Matty.